Hello there. This is my Sunday thought, but I'm actually recording it on Saturday night at 5:35. I have a very full day tomorrow and I won't be here to put my comment up, so I am doing it live now. So you get a little bit earlier. Today, my thought is about what I've been finding with several of my clients, because we've been working on transforming their over-responsibility. Now, what is over-responsibility? Basically, it means that you're always trying to take care of everybody else or figure out what to do, but maybe not be for yourself, but for everyone else. And so you're always feeling the work is never done, or there's something more that you've got to do, or whatever. Now, to me, philosophically, over-responsibility has to do with your personal power. Your personal power, three kinds I always work with. Power over, which is more the controller type personality. Power under, which is more the victim. And power with. And what the over-responsibility part comes in usually is power over, even though you may not realize it is a control issue. But it's because you want to help. So you're a rescuer, like in the rescuing part of that control issue. So it's very important to be able to determine if you are being over-responsible or not. I think it's about allowing the other person to discover the answers. Now, that does not mean that you can't support them, but over-responsibility usually means you want to do it for them. You want to help in every which way possibly that you can. And so what we want is, in a way, is to bring the power, so it's power with. So you're aiding them to create and get to where they want, but you support them in how they would do that. Now, if you see that, of course, they're going to make some massive mistake, really massive mistake, not just your thought that it's a massive mistake, then yes, you are going to say something. And it's not about not saying anything. It's about how you say it. How do you support people to create? Is by believing in them, by trusting them. So when you're trying to solve all their problems by telling them how to do it, or actually doing it for them all the time, which often is what happens when we're over-responsible, then they never learn. They can't stand on their own 2 feet, because someone is always going to come along and rescue them. Now, I just made a comment just a moment ago, and I've had a thought. I thought, yes, it's really important I mention that. And guess what? Senior moment, it went out of my head. So I'm not sure what it was I said. But I do know this, that caring, when we care, oh, I know what I was going to say. So often over the years, people who have been rescuers, which mean they really assume responsibility for other people often, will have come to me and said, when is it my turn? Well, it's your turn when you take your turn, if you're in the rescuing mode. And it's funny, I wasn't coming to talk about rescuing per se, but it is a large part of that wanting to help, to wanting to take care of, or to figure out for them, is in a way a sense of rescuing. So when we're looking at the power issue, the power of, am I over-responsible? Am I under-responsible? And am I with power with? The whole thing is, if you are over-responsible in one area of your life, you are going to be under-responsible in another. So if you are always out helping people, taking on their issues, wanting to make them right, if you look at your own life, you may find there's areas where you're not taking care of issues, whether it's to do with yourself or to do with those close to you, or your other commitments. How many commitments do you have? Do you have a lot of commitments, and which ones do you give the most energy to? There's lots of things to consider when it comes to being over-responsible. Most people who are over responsible think they're doing, quote unquote, the right thing. Well, aren't you supposed to help people? Yes, of course. But there's a way in which to do it, which is power with. You empower them. You empower them to do what they choose to do. You give suggestions. You aid them. But when you're over responsible, you take on the responsibility and therefore you carry that. And that makes that heavy and that makes that hard. So I just want you in this next coming week to take a look at where are you in relation to your responsibilities in your life? Where do you feel that you're over responsible because you take that burdens on? Where do you feel that you're not being responsible at all? And where do you just stay in that nice middle place? And just you have, because we're looking at power, it's really only with a power point, power with. When you're empowering people, you're having power with them. And you're allowing them to be who they are. And that doesn't mean to say you don't say no, or I don't like that idea. But you claim it for yourself. I don't like that idea. It's not that you're trying to solve it for them or do it for them. Oh, I have a responsibility. I tell you, how many clients I have to work with transforming, and because it crops up. It crops up. And I want you to be able to define where you are in relation to your life so it works so much easier. Also, I just really want to thank you for all that. If you enjoy these, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. That aids us. Also, your comments are always valuable, number 2. And to go to my website and sign up for my newsletter, which I send out once a month, which I will be when I get home from this trip I'm doing tomorrow. So the next couple of days, I'll be working on what's going to come up for November and December. And so I really want to thank you for listening. Once more, remember Wednesday, there will be Norma Talks. And yes, it'll be at the right time and the right place. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.